I'm Ruth, and here I am at Broadleaf Farm near Abergele, where I'm farming 70 acres, 50 of which are young woodland. The young woodland at Broadleaf is now the basis for our new business, Broadleaf Wales, through which we're going to be marketing our sweet chestnut durable fence posts, quality hardwood timbers, and also acting as a consultancy to share our knowledge. The approach at Broadleaf Farm has always been to farm in a nature-friendly way, but to be really productive. When the land was bought 30 years ago, it was 70 acres of sheep grazed pasture. Now 50 acres of that is young mixed broadleaf woodland. We've retained a circle of fields around the farmhouse, sheltered by the woodland, where we graze a small suckler herd. The intention of planting the woodland was to create a high-quality hardwood resource in a biodiverse setting. We manage the woodland through continuous cover forestry, which means the woodland will never be clear felled. The periodic thinnings allow light into the forest floor to improve the ground flora and allow a strong understory, which is brilliant for insects and birds using the woodland. The woodland is sequestering carbon as it grows, but when we take timber out of the woodland and plank it or split it for products, those products continue to store that carbon. The thinning also allows the woodland to carry on growing, so its rate of sequestering carbon is maintained. This is our vision for our productive broadleaf woodland. Soon we're going to be able to come into this woodland and treat it like a shop, where we come and get the products that we want. This sweet chestnut, within 10 or 15 years' time, is going to be a big enough size that we can fell it, take it to a sawmill and plank it for enduring end uses. 25 years ago, this was a sheep grazed field with lots of little saplings in it. This sweet chestnut would have been about 20 or 30 centimetres tall, and it would have been planted with its neighbours about 2 metres apart. So to do this transition from having a plantation in a field to having a productive continuous cover woodland, the tree has been repeatedly pruned. It's had its competitors removed through 3 thinning operations, and it's had annual grey squirrel control. This is tree number 23. It's a wild cherry. It's been numbered so that when we've come in to do a thinning operation, we've removed its competitors and favoured it for growing on. The best of those competitors, just the thinnings, some of them we've had planked, and this is the result. A beautiful cherry board out of a stem that most people would have decided was only good for firewood. The fact that this cherry was planked rather than burnt as firewood means that the carbon has been captured indefinitely. The carbon held in the biomass of the trees in this woodland was estimated using the Forestry Commission's carbon protocol. In this 3-acre woodland, there were estimated to be about 240 tonnes of CO2 locked up in these trees. Here we are in our new plantation, planted in 2014. At 8 years old, this oak tree is already 8 or 9 metres tall. So we want to grow quality timber, and to do that, we've chosen good land to plant our woodland on. It's important to plant a broad mix of species. A single species woodland is highly vulnerable to any diseases and pests that come their way. Originally on Broadleaf, small ash woodland was planted, which grew really well. Now, of course, we've got ash dieback and it's looking very vulnerable. At the moment, the cattle are excluded from the woodland and we get a payment from the Welsh Government to do that. But ideally, I would like to be able to use the cattle in the woodland. It would have to be to make sure that the woodland wasn't damaged. We need our regen, but the cows can benefit marvellously from the range of forage and shelter they get from being in the woods. Our pasture is all surrounded by woodland. The cows never have face-to-face contact with neighbours' cattle. So as well as being an important shelter belt to shelter the herd, it also creates a biosecurity measure against TB spread. Our priorities for Broadleaf Farm and Broadleaf Wales are to get our existing woodland from the plantation stage into continuous cover, producing quality stems. To get those stems converted and find new markets for that quality timber, and to take one of our pastures and grow trees for food production, possibly for walnut oil.